So we will move along to the next part of our webinar. Our panel today is actually going to talk to you about some exciting opportunities in our community that John was just talking about too, in the careers and skilled trades. So in this part of the webinar, we're actually going to focus on the construction industry, but I invite you also to join in on some of the other webinars later today to learn more about opportunities in other sectors. So moving on to the panel. So today we have Malcolm White, who is the Director of Employment Services with St. Leonards Community Services and also our sponsor for today's webinar. We have Jennifer Stewart, who is the President of the Brantford Home Builders Association. Rob Clipsham, who is the Director of Stakeholder Relations for Skills Ontario. Corey DeBrun, the President of the Electricians. Sean Stewart, who is the Executive Director and Founder of Organized Chaos. And last but not least, Chris Swick, who is the President of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW, Local 105. So to start off, I'm just actually going to ask each of the panelists to take a few minutes, tell them about their organizations and what they do and how this can help you get into the skilled trades. And again, if you have any questions for our panelists, please type them into the Q&A box, and we're going to get to as many questions again as we can at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to ask Malcolm to start off our panel today.
Awesome, thank you, Mary. So I guess I have the honor of following John's amazing speech there. I feel like I have to get up and start walking now after that. So, I'll be sitting all day and sitting mostly all evening. So as Mary mentioned, my name is Malcolm White. I'm the Director of Employment Services here at St. Leonards Community Services, overseeing our employment programs. We deliver employment services in Brantford, Caledonia, and Dunnville. So a little bit about our agency. So for those who are familiar, St. Leonards Community Services does support individuals in a full suite of programs of employment, addictions and mental health, housing, and justice services. We've been supporting our community here since 1968 and helping individuals to overcome challenges through choices that result in positive change. So a little bit about our employment programming specifically. So we support job seekers of all ages looking for employment opportunities in a variety of fields, trades being one of them. We are able to support local employers with wage incentive programs and apprenticeship signing bonuses to kind of help tradespeople get attached with a local employer. And ultimately it was our employment service programs, which is our largest program, that led us to the creation of the program that I'd like to spend a bit of time talking about here with you today. So Construct Your Career. Construct Your Career is a new program that St. Leonards recently launched. It's to support individuals in entering into the construction field. So it's a great opportunity for us to share a little bit about that program here today with everybody online. That program is an 8-week program. It supports individuals in learning sort of entry-level skills in carpentry, plumbing, and electrical. The program is delivered in partnership with Conestoga College and Brant Skills Center here in Brantford. So the program came to be because we were supporting many job seekers, and there's many that just wanted to, get an opportunity, maybe to labor, maybe to be a handyman, just to kind of get an opportunity to see whether they liked working with their hands and being involved in the trades. But they didn't have some of those basic skills. They were missing some of the tool knowledge, how to use a tape measure effectively, some of the things that employers were telling us were musts before they started in the field. So that's kind of how this program came to be. We worked with Conestoga and Brant Skills to kind of develop a training program and a curriculum that would provide sort of quick introductory kind of experience, and then hopefully a placement afterwards. So during the 8 weeks of this program, individuals get training in essential skills. So Brand Skills Center will support them with upgrading their math, working on their communication skills, some of those essential skills that they will need to be effective on the job site. And then St. Leonards, we support individuals with the employability skills, so things to help you attain the job after the training is done. And then Conestoga, they do the technical training. So it's a really cool partnership. They have them out at the airport campus. They are working in person in groups of 20, practicing social distancing, following all COVID protocols to make sure that it's safe for them there. And the first group that we have out there right now has a really cool opportunity of actually building their classroom. So I know John mentioned a lot about getting to see the finished product, and that's what this group right now is getting to do. So our first group launched on August 31st. We had 20 individuals in that group. They are now in their 4th week at Conestoga. So they're getting ready to exit now to the employment. Our next group actually starts on October the 13th. So a little plug, we do have a couple spots left in that group. So if you are interested, please give our office a call at 519-756-7665. And hopefully we can support you in getting into that next group. But if that doesn't work for you, we're also running a 3rd cohort in early January. Individuals, what do they get in the program? So not only do they get the training, which is free, they get a construction foundations diploma from Conestoga College. Each participant's getting somewhere between $500 to $600 worth of starter toolkits. They get work boots, they get clothing to support them, especially with the weather getting colder, and connections to local employers. So we're super excited about this. There are other programs in the city that, I'd also just like to, give a plug to as well. So Six Nations Polytechnic also runs a construction techniques program that will be starting up, I believe, in early November. And then obviously Conestoga College as well, outside of the program that we're partnered with them on, delivers a full suite of training programs that can help people in entering that construction field. So excited to be a part of this panel today, and I will end it there and let the others share information on their organizations. Thank you.
Thanks, Malcolm. And thanks for that plug for Six Nations Polytechnic. I appreciate it. If anybody doesn't know, I work for Six Nations Polytechnic. So thank you for that, Malcolm. Next up, we have Jennifer Stewart.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Stewart, and I am the president of the Brantford Home Builders Association. Our association consists of members from the home building industry and includes builders, renovators, developers, various trade companies, and professional members from banking, engineering, planning, and real estate. It is our pleasure to be included in this virtual fair and hope that if you are looking to find a position in one of the trades, you are successful in getting the information and contacts that will help you in that endeavor today. Residential construction offers one of the most satisfying work experiences, creating homes and communities that are fundamental to people's lives. It takes more than 30 different skilled trades to build a home. Ontario is going to need 1 million more homes by 2031, and for every 5 tradespeople that are retiring in the next few years, only 1 is replacing them. We have a huge skilled labor deficit in this province as well as this country. The backbone of residential construction industry is the skilled trades, the people who physically build and renovate homes. Here is why. Skilled trades are the key to construction, the construction of quality homes from foundation to framing to finishing. Skilled trades are the doers who turn plans and designs into reality. Skilled trades are part of a team working together to bring building projects in on time, in compliance with codes and regulations. Skilled trades use the latest technology and tools to build better, faster, and more efficiently. Skilled trades continuously advance the way we build homes, adopting new technologies and finding solutions to new challenges. A home is the biggest investment most people will ever make. They dream about owning a home and work hard to get there. Whether building a brand new home or renovating an existing home, skilled trades are in the business of helping people realize their dreams. The Canadian Home Builders Association has identified approximately 40 provincially designated skilled trades in residential construction industry. Beyond the apprenticeship programs, there are many other occupations involving installation of specific products. Training in those jobs is often provided by trade associations, manufacturers, or retails, and may involve certification. Here are 10 good reasons to consider a skilled trades career. Security. You know there will always be a demand for new homes and renovation. That is a sound foundation for a lifelong career. Solid investment. Extensive on-site and classroom training will give you recognized skills, hands-on experience, and certification. Those are assets you can bank on. High demand. The workforce in residential construction industry is aging, and many skilled trades will retire over the next few years. At the same time, the demand for trades with technological skills is growing. This means greater job prospects for you. Choice. Whatever your interest and aptitudes, there are plenty of options and opportunities to find the career and employment situation right for you. Earnings. The residential construction industry offers you fair pay for fair effort with wages that compare favorably with many other sectors. This varies depending where you live, but the average wage for a carpenter in Ontario is $25 per hour, a bricklayer $31, and a plumber $33. Hands-on. Working on a construction site, you are physically active, not stuck behind a desk. Construction is tangible, and you can see the results of your effort. Interesting work. Trades work on a variety of job sites and projects. New challenges, new situations, and continuous learning on the job. You will continue to grow and develop your skills. Mobility. A career in the skilled trades means that you are not tied to one place. You can go wherever life may take you for love, family, adventure, or greater prospects elsewhere. Satisfaction and pride. At the end of the day, or at the completion of a job, you know the contribution you made to a project and to a homeowner's dreams. You can point to it and say with pride, I did that. That is a great feeling of accomplishment. Future growth. Working in the trades opens the door to many opportunities. You can become a specialist in your field. You can become a site supervisor or manager. You may even want to start your own business. There are two main types of employment situations for skilled trades in the residential construction industry. You can work directly for a new home builder or renovation contractor, or for a trade contractor. New home builders and renovators hire trades on staff, particularly carpenters, framers, and site supervisors. Trade contractors are independent companies who are specialists. For example, plumbing contractors or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning contractors. They range from small 2- or 3-person companies to larger ones with dozens of employees. Trade contractors work on contracts for new home builders and renovators on specified projects, and they also offer services directly to the public. Many companies are owned and operated by tradespeople who started out with other firms and then set up their own business. There are several different ways you can become a skilled trade. Overall, becoming a provincially certified trade, also known as a journey person, under the apprenticeship system requires a combination of on-site experience and classroom and shop learning in a trade school or college. Typically, you will spend 6 to 8 weeks per year in the classroom. At the end of the process, you will need to complete an exam to receive your certificate of qualification. Here are some options to consider. You can be formally sponsored by a contractor or builder who will provide on-site training, guidance, and encouragement. Depending on the trade, certification takes 2 to 5 years. In this scenario, you will find an employer who must meet certain requirements to take you on for the duration of the training period and then register as an apprentice with your province. You can also secure your own employment outside the apprenticeship system and work to get enough experience while also taking classroom and shop courses. When you feel ready, you can take the test leading to certification. Alternatively, you can start with post-secondary college education to get some knowledge and practice under your belt before approaching employers to take you on as an apprentice. You might even be able to get started on your apprenticeship training in high school through various supporting programs. Not sure what trades you might like to pursue? Colleges offer short-term courses and programs aimed at introducing students to the trades and exposing them to options. Still wonder if the trades are right for you? Get a first-hand look at the industry. You may be able to work on a construction site during the summer holidays or through a job placement as part of the school curriculum, or talk with new home builders, renovators, and trade contractors in your community. Residential construction is one of the largest employers in Canada and a powerful economic engine. It provides close to 1 million jobs in new construction and renovations. The value of this work is over 100 billion per year. The residential construction industry offers a wide variety of opportunities with a great income and a great sense of accomplishment. Thanks.
That was amazing, Jennifer. So that was some great information on the residential construction industry. And I really, really like the way that you put it earlier about turning how those, you turn drawings into reality, but then you're also helping people realize their dreams. And that's amazing. So in that sense of pride and in work and for the homeowner and for the construction people is just wonderful. So thank you for that. Next, we have Paul Clipsham. He is the Director of Stakeholder Relations for Skills Ontario.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mary, for that introduction. My name is Paul Clipsham. I'm Director of Stakeholder Relations with Skills Ontario, and really what Skills Ontario does, our mission is to inspire and enable the next generation of skilled trades and tech leaders. And why we do that, there's a variety of reasons, but some of the main ones I think were really well laid out by John Gallagher earlier, but there is this skills shortage that's out there in industry. I worked 16 years for an association called Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters, and I can tell you the number one issue that we heard from manufacturing employers was we can't keep the right people with the right skills to grow our businesses. So there's a real economic issue there. And then on the other side, again, as John described very well, these are really rewarding career opportunities right across the skilled trades and tech career spectrum. And so we want to make sure that young people and their parents and other influencers, educators, and so on are aware of those careers, aware of the great opportunities that exist, and can access those opportunities in a variety of ways. And so we do that in a variety of ways. The sort of jewel in the crown of what we do is our annual Skills Ontario competition, which on a normal year, when we do our in-person events, attracts over 37,000 people to the Toronto Congress Centre. We have 2,400 competitors competing over 70 different skilled trades and tech occupations, everything from home building, carpentry, cabinet making, metal fabrication, welding, right across the spectrum to robotics, automation and controls, mechatronics, even coding, hairstyling, and culinary. So it's really something to see. And we do a lot of other activities throughout the year as well. But of course, with the COVID-19 situation and students not being able to, actually come to our activities, we've pivoted very quickly to offering everything remotely and virtually. And so everything from in-school virtual presentations where teachers can invite us to give a presentation to the class, of course, virtually. We've started a Trade and Tech Talk podcast. We have a Skills at Home virtual challenge series where the scopes are posted on our website, skillsontario.com. You can check it out. And we have contests every 2 weeks where you can go and check out the scope. For example, we had a roller coaster challenge, using materials that would go in your blue box or paper. You can put together a roller coaster and suspend a marble down a track. Take a video of your project and post that to Twitter. And then at the end of the contest, those projects are judged, and we're actually awarding prizes that are donated by our sponsors, like 3M donated a gift pack, and Snap-on Tools, a tool actually that's got our insignia as well as theirs. So it's a lot of fun, and it's just another way that young people and families can participate at home and get a sense of what working, in hands-on activities is all about. So it's a great thing. We also do conferences and engagement activities for young women and girls in particular. Less than 5% of the skilled trades are represented currently by women and girls. And so what we're trying to do is provide those inspirational speakers of women that have had success in trades and tech careers to share their experiences, some of the challenges that they faced and how they overcame those, and then provide mentors where young women and girls can ask questions, and of course parents, and learn more about how to get into those really great careers and overcome some of those stigmas and barriers that were talked about earlier. We're doing the same with the Indigenous community. We have a First Nations Métis Inuit program where we're doing skilled trades and tech events around the province, again, all virtually, but featuring speakers and hands-on activities that are culturally relevant and regarding the skilled trades and tech. We are doing the Skills Ontario competition again this year, and in all likelihood it will be a virtual remote opportunity, but again it's another way to really learn about the careers and participate in those activities in a fun and competitive way. Normally we have what's called our cardboard boat race where teams of 4 compete. They're given some cardboard that's been donated by Cascade Canada, and as well as some duct tape from 3M Canada, and they build a boat, design and build a boat that they can then race across a pool, and of course hilarity ensues, and it's another great way to think about a lot of the competencies that are foundational in the skilled trades in terms of teamwork, design, working to spec, all of those good things, problem solving, and so on. So it's there's quite a range of activities. I think what we've learned is that young people are in tune with technology, and we're having more success than we thought in connecting with young people through that virtual medium, and it's a great way to learn about and engage in those careers. So thanks very much for the invitation. I'll pause there and look forward to the discussion.
Thanks, Paul. That was amazing. Like your information about your programs and the virtual activities that you're doing now. I really like the idea that they can do it as a family now. So that's wonderful. And just that realization that less than 5% of trades are represented by women and girls, that's just crazy these days. Mm-hmm. So thank you for all of that. I really appreciate it. Next, I'm going to invite Corey to speak. He is the president of the electricians.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me here today, and it's a pleasure for me to be here to talk about what I love doing and I have a passion of being a part of and help spreading the word. My name is Corey DeBrun, president of the electricians in Brantford. We specialize in all aspects of the electrical trade, commercial, industrial, residential. We currently have 9 journeymen and 4 apprentices. We have 1 female staff apprentice right now, and she's doing great. Most of the journeymen that I have now started off as co-op students from high schools and worked their way up, and now are journeymen. And I've had about 8 of those journeymen go on to open their own companies in the area. So in 1996, I started my apprenticeship in high school under the OYAP, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. And so that's why I love giving back and hiring other co-ops and taking as many kids as possible each semester. In 1998, I was able to go to Australia and take my skills there and work on the Olympic Stadium and high-rise sky buildings in Sydney. So as mentioned before, once you get those skills, you can pretty much go anywhere and do anything. Once I got back, I was able to finish my apprenticeship and then start my own company at 23. I started out with myself, then 2, 4, 8, 16. Then within 5 years, I was running 30 guys. Yes, a lot of it comes down to the management, but I couldn't do it without the proper staff and the skills and finding the right people. I always say I don't waste my time training my guys to be awesome. I only hire awesome people. So that goes a long way. In most trades, takes about 9,000 hours, which is about 5 years. You can do about 1,800 hours a year. And in that 5 years, you do 3 terms of 10 weeks of schooling. A number of colleges in the area have those trade schools. So getting signed up with a company is a first step. I get 3 or 4 applications a week looking for people to start their apprenticeship, but they don't have the basic skills that I'm looking for. And if you don't know anybody, you need something that's going to set yourself apart from all the other people looking to start those apprenticeships. So any experience is good experience. If you want to be an electrician, can't find an apprenticeship, then you need to get in a trade and do something else. I've had people put down on the resumes that having their own hard hat, that is not a skill I'm looking for. I'm looking for hands-on. I look at what it is your hobbies, because that tells me a lot about you. Anybody can write down things on the resume. Wages start for first-year apprentice for anywhere from $16 to $18 an hour, and every year after that usually goes up $2, $3, $4 depending on the company you're working for. So fifth year, you're making 32 to 36, and once you're licensed, you can make anywhere from 36 to 40, plus benefit packages with bigger companies. A lot of my friends went to university and got decent jobs or not decent jobs, and I was already making $20,000, $30,000 a year, at 18 years old. So once you get your license, as I said, you can go anywhere, many different areas. I had a student that started with me, and now he's one of the head electricians for the Coast Guard in Ontario, and he travels around, changing light bulbs and buoys and doing really important, really fancy stuff with the Coast Guard. So basic education is critical. Lots of math, communication skills are needed for everything we do, especially in the trades. I can train my new employees to be electricians, but I can't train them on common sense and work ethic. Either you got it or you don't. And if you don't, you get sorted out pretty quick. I ask the same questions during every interview. Why do you want to be an electrician? Did you just wake up one day and decide it was a good idea, or do you have a passion to be in a trade, whether it's electrical or plumbing, auto, all those things? What are your hobbies? Do you do sports? Are you in clubs? Do you work better with teams or by yourself? And what experience do you have? I'm always looking for apprentices to shine, not just be here. I want them to set themselves apart and show me that they're better than the next guy. Example of this I give to everyone is that an apprentice here at the shop, I asked him to paint the back door. I gave him the paintbrush and the roller and said, there's a door, paint it. He painted it, but he didn't bother to clean the dirt or the dead spiders off it first. So is that my fault for not telling him to do a good job, or should he have just wanted to do a good job? So if he's doing that 10 feet away from my office, what's he doing on a job site? If I can't trust him with little things, how can I trust him with big things? So you got to have that passion. Like I didn't realize until I was much older that I was playing with batteries and little motors and taking things apart every time I found junk on the side of the road. So those little things add up to what you can be and what you want to do. We have a bunch of motivational posters around the shop, and the one that I have hanging over my door that I look at every time I exit the office is that while you were sleeping, others are making it happen. So, you can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pocket. So I have those 2 signs, on my office door. So learn from that, and hopefully I'll see you on a job site in the near future. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Corey. That was awesome. I love that you actually worked yourself on the Olympic Stadium in Australia. That's pretty cool. And that really speaks about the mobility that tradespersons really do have with their jobs. So that was wonderful. And I love that your student is now with the Coast Guard too. So that's awesome. Thank you. So next up we have Sean Stewart, and he is the Executive Director and Founder for Organized Chaos.
Hello. Good morning. Growing up, my dad and I always built and fixed things together. The first thing I remember building with my dad was a toolbox. And as we built the toolbox, not only could he teach me how to turn a screwdriver, but he also could teach me the skills that are needed in the trades to succeed. And as I grew, the projects grew as well. as both my parents, my mom and my father, build new homes. But the concept stayed the same. And the skills that are needed to succeed in the trades are more than just swinging a hammer. No, that is needed. But it is the life skills that are worked alongside. As John mentioned about having a mentor. So I'm the founder of Organized Chaos. Organized Chaos is a trades program where we have an auto shop and a carpentry shop. We exist to apprentice in life and trade, inspiring hope and purpose. And we work with 13 to 17-year-olds in one tradesperson working with 2 students at a time, teaching them the trades. You've heard a lot about the benefits of getting into carpentry. The same things mirror over into automotive. But the question is, what action will you take from that? Now, I work with 13 to 17-year-olds, so I'm going to talk mostly to those 13 to 17-year-olds. And you are never too early to start looking at what opportunities you have. The best day to start was yesterday. Next best day is today. When you have all these opportunities in front of you here at this virtual job fair, there's lots of opportunities here for your age, 13 to 17, and to my knowledge, none of them being bad. And so take this as a door to discover what's next in your life. And so Organized Chaos, our programs are currently all full, but we open up new programs all the time, teaching automotive, teaching framing, furniture building, electrical, a bunch of the things that were mentioned here today. If you want, as a student, if you want to take a look what opportunities you have, you can find OK Students on Instagram or find our website. We got the booth here today. And so you have the ability at 13 to 17 years old to start looking at what your options are in the trades. At your high school, if you're in high school already, don't be somebody that is goofing off. Just work ahead, help those around you. I know the majority of the teachers in those trades classrooms, and if you show initiative, they're going to love to show you more and more things that you can learn in the trades. There's lots of great tools there and teachers that are willing to share with you. We have OEAP programs. We have Construct Your Career that was talked about with St. Leonards. Actually, 2 of the mentors from Organized Chaos are teaching those programs over at Conestoga. And so you're never too early to start looking at what you have. Jennifer Stewart talked about go find a summer job. If you're 16, find a weekend or summer job in the trades and learn what you love. And so find a career you love and don't get stuck. Thank you. That's all.
Sorry, it takes me a minute always to get my video back on there. Thank you, Sean. That was awesome. I absolutely love your vision and your mission there, apprenticing in life and trades. That's so true in so many ways. And I really love your messaging about it's never too early to look and learn what you love, because that's really such a message. And like you mentioned, John said that too in his presentation too. So that's amazing. Thank you for that. So next up, and like I said, last but not least, we have Chris Swick, who is the president of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for all the panelists. You guys had great information. I hope everybody took some notes, because there's a lot of stuff given there. And also thanks for everybody that's in attendance today. My name is Chris Swick. I'm the training director and president for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 105 in Hamilton. Our service area is Hamilton, Brantford, Simcoe, and the surrounding areas. Our local is made up of approximately 1,250 members, with a breakdown of approximately 1,000 journeymen and 250 apprentices. Our apprentices are administered jointly through our Joint Apprenticeship Committee that is done through our Contractors Association and IBW Local 105. There are 2 different types of apprenticeships that we offer in partnership with our Electrical Construction Association, and they are as follows: the 309A Construction and Maintenance Electrician and the Network Cabling Specialist program. The 309A, construction and maintenance electrician, is divided up into 5 terms, which is 1,800 hours per term. During your apprenticeship, you'll be required to spend a total of 29 weeks at trade school for basic, intermediate, and advanced training sessions. There you will also learn trade theory, shop practice, and related topics. You'll also be required to attend 4 levels of safety training prior to writing your certificate of qualification. The entry-level requirements is grade 12 with grade 12 math, and a senior level physics is also recommended. The second program that we do offer is the Network Cabling Specialist program, which is made up of 2 terms, and these terms are 2,000 hours in length with 2 levels of trade school, which is basic and advanced trade school. For that program, all of the trade school will be done here at Local 105, and there's 1 week of safety training that will be provided before you start any of your job placements. If you would like to apply to any of our intakes, please go to our ECAA Hamilton website. And if you stop by, we have a shared booth with Skills Ontario today. If you stop by, we can answer any of your questions. Our program is also called the Learn While You Earn program for the electrical trade, and that was also brought up earlier today. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate that. And I love how you guys have both of the apprentices, so the construction and maintenance electrician and the network cable technician. So it really talks about the differences and the amount of trades that are really out there for everybody to learn. We are actually at the Q&A time. I'm gonna ask Marion if we have any questions right now for any of the panelists.
There. We don't have questions, but if someone does, please feel free to put them into the Q&A and I will pass them along. For the panelists, if you're looking at becoming a mentor, what do you need to know or what do you need to have to be able to do that?
Just anybody can jump in if they have any answers.
I mean, I think the number one thing is obviously the experience in that particular, in your particular trade, and obviously an interest in kind of supporting and inspiring that next generation, I think are the 2 keys. I mean, they're going to be coming to you with, I think, very specific questions about that particular trade or tech career, and you know, really having that in-depth knowledge and experience is really critical.
That's amazing, Paul. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything to add?
My video won't turn on, but can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good, John.
All right. So I would, mentorship is what we do at Organized Chaos. It's essentially all we do. But mentorship starts, it doesn't have to start in a formal basis. Mentorship can start by inviting neighbor kid to work alongside you as you're fixing your fence. And that's something you can start by learning mentorship in. But it does move over into the trades. And at the same time that we know we have to make money off these apprentices we're bringing in, we also know that they're new. And pointing them to other resources where they can learn how to read a tape measure, because we can't spend the time to teach them how these things, but there's lots, if we know the resources out there, then we can point them to other resources. And if they're excited about the trades, then they're going to go out and learn these things when you point them to them. So it's mentorship starts informally before it becomes formal.
That's a really good point, Sean. Thank you.
Well, someone asked a question, and this is for Corey, but it can go to the whole panel. What is your definition of an awesome person to hire? What skills are you looking for?
It's just someone that has the natural abilities. You know, we can usually tell how good an apprentice is going to be or a co-op student just in the first day they're here in the orientation. Are they asking questions? Are they paying attention? Do they pick up and hold the box or the device to look at it? You know, one thing I've seen is, you know, we're changing 50 lights in a building and the co-op student or student is standing next to the ladder and the journeyman needs 4 wire connectors and 4 screws, you know, for all 50 lights. So by the second light, the kid is like, okay, I know how this works. And he's got the screws and the wire connectors in his hands ready for the guy. So he doesn't have to ask. You know, if he has to ask every single time for all 50 lights, then there's trouble. You know, it's just that natural organization skills. You know, I asked a co-op student just recently to move 15 boxes from one end of the building to the other. And he grabbed one and started walking away. And I was like, what are you doing? There's literally a dolly right there that you could put 5 boxes on, you know. So it's just how aware are you of your surroundings and how can I do this job better and more efficient? You know, how did he not see the dolly standing next to the boxes? In my mind, it was obvious, but for him, he had no clue that, you know, if I put 5, 10 boxes on a dolly, I could do this, you know, in half the time. So that's what we're looking for, natural ability.
Great. Is there anyone else that can add to that?
Yeah, Marion, I was just going to add, I know with some of our training programs that we try to do, the employability skills, the soft skills as they're known as, we try to address some of those comments that Corey was mentioning there, and just trying to prepare people to have some of those intangibles when they go on the job site, things that employers are just expecting you to be prepared to kind of do. But yeah, it is a challenge. And I think, as Sean mentioned as well, I think starting young and getting people to help young aspiring tradespeople kind of get comfortable around their house or in their neighborhood on working on projects is a big piece.
Another thing is that they want to have to be there. Like if they don't want to be there, they're never going to learn the way they should learn.
There was one question, I believe this one would be for Chris. It was asking, why is there a stereotype with union electricians?
That's a very interesting question. We pride ourselves on safety training. So one of the things that we do is make sure that all the guys that go out have proper safety training. We try to make sure that everybody has the tools so they can do the job properly. There has been a stereotype. Sometimes it's linked to other union sectors, which they've kind of lumped everybody together. In construction, you definitely have to perform. As Corey said, we look for all the same stuff. You have to have anticipation on what the next thing is going to be when you're doing the job, and you have to look to see what the apprentices are doing. It was brought up earlier about cell phone usage. It's one of the things that we tell guys, don't go on your cell phone. It is a safety hazard out there, right? You have to know all the jobs that are around you. If you're in a heavy industrial environment with forklifts and things of that nature going around you, if you're on your cell phone, it could cause issues, right? So there has been that perception. We're trying to change that perception. Hopefully it comes across.
Thank you, Chris. Unfortunately, we are right at 11:30 now. So we're going to have to wrap up, unfortunately. But again, if you do have any questions for any of our panelists, we have put their information in the webinar chat for you. As well, you've probably just saw a participant survey pop up. There is about 4 or 5 questions, I think, on there, 4 questions. So I encourage you to please give us our feedback, because it really helps us, make better presentations for our webinars for later on. And we really do appreciate your feedback. But I do want to say thank you to John Gallagher for his presentation, and to all of our panelists, Malcolm, Jennifer, Chris, Paul, and Sean today for being on here today and talking to us about the construction industry and skilled trades. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event today. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And Corey, sorry, I forgot Corey.